What's going on, NBA fanatics? This is your friendly neighborhood Memphis Grizzlies home of Memphis X, and I talk hoops. Today, we are talking about the Grizzlies facing the Jazz on the road and the Week 2 Western Conference Power Rankings. But first, every hero needs their theme music.
Piano.
Grizz gang, go hard. Baddest in the game, we be on one. I talk hoops, so secure. All up on the court, but we gon' score. Memphis bringing heat, straight from Tennessee. Demarest back and let's go more. He that MVP.
All right, NBA fanatics, this is the video that I had for the other day, but I'm going to post it today because it hasn't much changed, but Ja and Jake LaRavia are now questionable, so I expect them to play. And hopefully the Grizzlies will get a win. Other than that, this is going to basically be still my Western Conference power rankings for this week. Peace. Second game of the road trip. The Grizzlies are in Utah tonight, playing the Utah Jazz, the surprising Utah Jazz, who are now, I think, 4-2. They did lose last night to the Denver Nuggets. And it looks like this game is going to come down to who is healthy enough to play for both teams. Seems like Mike Conley's going to be out with rest. Rudy Gay is out. Walker Kessler's out. And some other guys are out for the Utah Jazz. Udoka Azubuike. For the Grizzlies, of course, Jaren Jackson, Zion Williamson, and Danny Green are out. John Conchar is still probably a game-time decision for his shoulder. Ja Morant is doubtful due to non-COVID illness. And last game's hero, Jake LaRavia, is also doubtful with a non-COVID illness. So predicting how this game is going to go is going to be difficult because we don't know who's going to play and how much energy they're going to have playing. And we know these two teams face each other again Monday in a weekend double-double that the NBA has been putting on to stave off traveling miles. So I still think the Grizzlies can eke out a victory if Ja Morant doesn't play. If Jake LaRavia also doesn't play, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But, you know, it's not like the Utah Jazz are world beaters, but they are a very good team. As far as their starters, they have a lot of players who can play NBA basketball very well. So it will not be a walk in the park, and it wasn't going to be a walk in the park even if the Grizzlies were fully healthy with Ja Morant, Jake LaRavia, and John Conchar. So it should be an interesting game. The Grizzlies right now are 3.5-point favorites. Let's see. Ja Morant is not. Okay, we're going to run through these power rankings real quick so we can keep this video. Baines player points are up to 24.5. Dylan Brooks, as you can see in week 1, the Grizzlies, I had number 1 because 12.5. I am your resident Grizzlies homer. 7.5. I had the Clippers, number 2. And really, the Golden State Warriors. I couldn't tell you what I'm going to do. I might see this one out as 4. Denver Nuggets 5. Parlaying, but New Orleans Pelicans 6. But it should be a fun one. The game starts 7. Dallas 8. 2.5 hours, 9. Ugh. And Sacramento Kings 10. Portland Trail Blazers, get to those Western 11. Power rankings. Houston Rockets 12. Utah Jazz 13. 14 for Oklahoma City Thunder. And coming in last was the San Antonio Spurs. So how do I see it now? Well, starting from the bottom at number 15, I have your 0-5 Los Angeles Lakers. This team has looked pathetic. It has no shooting, and Anthony Davis has just now missed his first game. This team might not win a game for a while, and I am already sick of the NBA media talking about them. At number 14, we have the Houston Rockets. This is a young team having growing pains. We've already seen them fussing and arguing on the sidelines, but this team does have some talent among the young players. They just need some good direction. They are 1-5 right now. At number 13, we have the Sacramento Kings at 0-4. The Grizzlies just beat them. And I think this team still has a very good shot of making it to the play-in game. If they can get to a good soft spot in their schedule and get some confidence. This team has had a rough schedule to start the season with, but 0-4 is 0-4. At number 12, we have Oklahoma City Thunder at 2-3. They have been having some injury problems, and with this Oklahoma City Thunder, you don't know if it's injuries, tanking, or whatever. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has looked phenomenal to start the season, and this team has some real nice young talent on it, and I am still bummed that their first-round draft pick is not going to play this year. At number 11, we have the San Antonio Spurs, who had the most shocking news of the NBA this week, releasing Josh Primo for undisclosed reasons right after they picked up his next year option. Supposedly it's for mental health. There's rumors that it's for something worse, but we won't know for a while until somebody gets the info. But they are still 4-2, but I don't think they want to be 4-2. At number 10, starting the play-in teams, we have the LA Clippers. They are 2-3. Haven't had a good start, and after I watched their team, analyzed their roster, it is as I saw. John Wall has had a good start to the season. Looks playing at all-star level as far as production, but the rest of their team outside of John Wall, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard is pretty much mediocre, and Kawhi Leonard is already experiencing knee pain, so deal with that. At number 9, I have the Utah Jazz, 4-2, starting to rest players. I think they're going to get on program as soon as tonight, hopefully. The Dallas Mavericks, 2-2, the one team to beat the Grizzlies. Luka has had a phenomenal start to the season. He is dominating the ball like no other person has in NBA history, and he is putting up stats accordingly. Don't know how that's going to translate to him lasting the whole season because he's already grabbing his ankles in pain every game. At number 7, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves. People have been trying to say they've had some consternation, but they are 4-2. Had a bad loss, I think, on their schedule, but they've been winning otherwise, and they're still filling themselves out. So to be 4-2 in the fill-out process is pretty good. The New Orleans Pelicans are 3-2. They're experiencing some injuries with Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Herb Jones. So being 3-2 with all those injuries is pretty nice. They have looked phenomenal when healthy, so they should be moving up. The Golden State Warriors also 3-2. Golden State Warriors is also another team having some growing pains with their bench. They have a lot of young guys on their bench, and they have to get these guys up to speed over the regular season, and it's likely going to cost them some games in the regular season. The starters have been dominant as usual. If they can get a bench, they should be just fine for the playoffs. The Denver Nuggets are the first team with home court advantage in the first round. At number 4, they are 4-2. Jamal Murray is coming around, but Michael Porter Jr. has been looking like a 6'10" Klay Thompson in his prime. Shot is phenomenal, shooting almost 50% from 3 on a bunch of attempts, and he looks great. Hopefully he can stay healthy the whole year, and Jamal Murray is getting up to speed slowly but surely. At number 3, we have the Phoenix Suns at 4-1. They have looked like a pretty dominant team because Devin Booker has taken another leap. He looks like one of the 5 to 7 best players in the league. Definitely in the conversation for the MVP. And if the Phoenix can go on to have the best record again, he might have a chance to win it because there won't be no excuse of Chris Paul because Chris Paul seems to have fallen off. And as Chris Paul's fallen off, campaign has picked up back where he left off a season before. At number 2, we have the Portland Trail Blazers at a surprising 5-1. Dame has been hurt, but they did win their first game without Dame, and Dame has been targeting the next Portland Trail Blazers game to come back. That would be versus the Grizzlies. I think that's on Wednesday. I don't know. But they should have some time off to rest So if Dame can get healthy by the time they play Memphis, this team is going to look very good. And Shaedon Sharpe, my number one prospect in the 2022 NBA draft, has looked phenomenal, even looked good as in his start for the Portland Trail Blazers. And at number one still is the Memphis Grizzlies at 4-1. The Grizzlies have they haven't played the greatest of defense this year, but the offense has been phenomenal. Bane is taking the leap. Santi Aldama looks good. Ja Morant quietly is taking a leap with his three-point shooting. So this team has looked phenomenal, and that will do it for your Week 2 Power Rankings. Thank you, guys. Tomorrow we will have a review of the Utah Jazz victory, hopefully, and hopefully either Ja Morant, Jake LaRavia, or John Conchor, or all three will play in the game tonight. Peace.